Netflix, you got to go down this list of 10 items. And once you're at the bottom of that list on the left, you're still not even at the exit thing. You have to click. You get all the way to the bottom of the list, and then you have to click right twice. Not once, but twice. You have to click right twice because they moved the exit app thing from a pop-up that would just pop up to you go down this list, and then you got to go over to the other side of the screen. You got to click once and then click again because it's at the bottom right now in the most inconvenient spot just to exit the application. But it never really, I never really looked at what that first right click lands on because I was just focused on getting out of the app. Like, all right, click one. Oh, I still can't exit, so I got to click right again. Okay, now I can exit. This is 12 clicks total. Actually 13 just to bring up this list to begin with. 13 clicks total. The number of the devil, of witches, of black cats, just to exit this fucking application. Not only that, but I have found the worst macro aggression. It's worse than judging you. Oh, are you still watching this? Oh, no. Before you're even able to exit, Netflix tells you, get help. Get help. It's right there. I don't care that there's a little question mark there. I don't care that it's like, app or customer or user service or anything like that. Of all the phrasing they could have chosen, they chose get help. Really? So first off, you're judging one saying, are you still watching this? Not only that, but as you are leaving, once you've said, you know what, I'm not still watching this, I'm done watching this, you're on your way out, you know it's a toxic place, you know it's a toxic relationship, and before you're even able to walk through the door, they shout after you, get help. This is what I have to say to Netflix. Hello, everybody. I just wanted to fill you all in on the diplomatic activity that is taking place, intensive diplomatic activity around the world. I've got to go in now. I'm getting another call from President Özal of Turkey, with whom I have been in previous conversation. Yesterday, I talked to him. I talked this morning to Prime Minister Kaifu, and I applaud Japan's stance cracking down on imports from Iraq. I just hung up there in Camp David, talking with the Prime Minister Mulroney. We're all in the same accord. He and President Mitterrand, with whom I've spoken, Chancellor Kohl, Margaret Thatcher. I think the alliance, the NATO alliance, is thinking exactly the same way on this. I also talked yesterday to Kuwait's Emir and gave him certain assurances. What's emerging is nobody seems to be showing up as willing to accept anything less than total withdrawal from Kuwait of Iraqi forces and no puppet regime. We've been down that road, and there will be no puppet regime that will be accepted by any countries that I'm familiar with. And there seems to be a united front out there that says Iraq, having committed brutal, naked aggression, ought to get out, and that this concept of their installing some puppet, leaving behind, will not be acceptable. So we're pushing forward on diplomacy. Tomorrow, I'll be here in Washington with Secretary General of NATO, and Margaret Thatcher will be coming in here tomorrow, and I will be continuing this diplomatic effort. And I'm sure you know of the meeting I had in Camp David with some of our top military people, and I will continue. I will continue that kind of consultation as well. Questions. Question 1. How are you going to keep the puppet government from being accepted and installed? Are you going to move militarily? To which I say, there is no intention on the part of any of these countries to accept a puppet government, and that signal is going out loud and clear to Iraq. I will not discuss with you what my opinions are or might be, but they are wide open. I can assure you of that. Question. Have you talked to Saudi Arabia and the Turks about the turning off the oil pipeline in their countries? To which I say all options are open. There is a strong feeling on the part of NATO countries to whom I've talked, Turkey being one of them, that we must have concerted, and I'd say, concerted action to isolate Iraq economically. And you can just assume from there that those matters are being considered. Question. Are the Saudis inclined to cut off the pipeline, Mr. James Asher? To which I say, I can't tell you the state of play. I've discussed this with King Fahd, and whether I'll be talking to him again today, I don't know, but I'm not going to characterize their position on this. Let them speak for themselves. Question. Mr. Asher, what is the situation on the ground? Do the Iraqis appear to be dug in, or are they readying for? To which I reply, Iraqi lied once again. They said they were going to start moving out today, and we have no evidence of their moving out. Question. Do we have evidence that there's 18 new divisions coming in as I interject? I'm not going to discuss the intelligence situation on the ground right now, but I've not heard a figure of 18 new divisions going in. Question. Have you given any ultimatum? I interject. There's another question. Are Americans in danger in Kuwait or other areas down there? As you said, I interject. I wouldn't want to say they're in danger, but you know how I feel about the protection of American life and willingness to do whatever is necessary to protect it. But I don't have the feeling that they're in imminent danger right now. Question. And the people who are now in control in Kuwait are saying they may close some of the embassies in Kuwait City, that they will regard any action against them as you should take care if you have your nationals in our country. Isn't that a threat? To which I reply, I'm not trying to characterize threats. The threat is a vicious aggression against Kuwait, and that speaks for itself. Anything collaterally is just simply more indication that these are outlaws, international outlaws and renegades, and I want to see the United Nations move soon with Chapter 7 sanctions, and I want to see the rest of the world join us, as they are in overwhelming numbers, to isolate Saddam Hussein, a.k.a. Netflix. Question. Mr. Asher. Oh, God, I almost fell. How can you and other world leaders prevent the installation of what you term a puppet government? I reply, just wait, watch, and learn. Question. Mr. Asher, have you in fact tried to reach Saddam Hussein, a.k.a. Netflix, to tell him, a.k.a. them, all these things? To which I replied, no, I have not. Question. But King Netflix has embraced him, to which I reply, we have asked the Saudi Arabians for the use of their... Wait, there's another question. I'm getting mixed up. Mr. Asher, have we asked the Saudi Arabians for the use of their military? To which I reply, I'm not going to discuss what I'm talking to the Saudis about. I'm not going to discuss anything about military options at all. Question, Mr. Asher, have you talked to King Hussein Netflix of Internet Jordan? Because he indicated support for. I talked to him once, and that's all. Question, are you disappointed in what he said? Another question, but he's embraced Saddam Netflix Hussein. He went to Baghdad Internet and embraced him, to which I replied, what's your question? I can read. Are you disappointed in what King Hussein Netflix said? To which I reply, I want to see the Arab states of Netflix join the rest of the world. I want to see the Arab states of other streaming services join the rest of the world, in condemning this outrage and doing what they can to get Saddam Netflix Hussein out. Now, he was talking, King Netflix Hussein, about an Arab solution, but I am disappointed in to find any comment by anyone that apologizes or appears to condone what's taken place. Question, Secretary Cheney, is Secretary Cheney going to Saudi other streaming services, Arabia, sir? To which I reply, I'm not going to comment on anything that we're doing of that nature. Question, Mr. Asher, are you disappointed in the failure of the Arab nations? To which I reply, well, I was told by one leader that I respect enormously, I believe this was back in Friday, that they needed 48 hours to find what was called an internet Arab solution. That obviously has failed, and of course I'm disappointed that the matter hasn't been resolved before now. It's a very serious matter. I'll take one more, and then we've got to get to work over here. Question, have you already taken steps to protect Americans over there? Have you? I interject. I'm not going to discuss what we're doing in terms of moving forces, anything of that nature, but I view it very seriously, not just that, but any threat to any other countries or Netflix users, as well as I view very seriously our determination to reverse out this aggression. And please believe me, there are an awful lot of countries out there in total accord with what I've said, and I salute them. They are staunch friends and allies, and we will be working with them all for a collective action. This will not stand. This will not stand. This aggression against me personally, enacted by Netflix. Netflix, you get help. You get help. Netflix, are you still watching? I hope you are, because you know what? You need to get help. Clearly, your company's going to shit. You need to get help. You need to keep watching. Get help. You want a macro aggression? You just got one. Boom. What do you got to say to that? Nothing. Because you're not listening, are you, Netflix? You're not really seeing or hearing what I'm telling you, are you, Netflix? You get help. You keep watching. This bullshit. I've got to go. I have to go to work. I've got to go to work. That's what I've got to say. You get help.